there's a lot I have to catch you guys up on. The last time I was recording, last time I posted on this platform, I was bulking. I had big plans to start this bulking series. I remember saying, I'm gonna throw the clip in here now. But biggest thing this bulk is I wanna stick to the meal plan, stay on track, not eat like a fat ass. So that didn't really pan out as how we expected. Pretty typical. It's kind of how every bulking season goes for me. So now we're left in the position where we got to dial in and we got to get back on track. We let the bulk go a little bit too far. Yeah, so I'd say it's probably been like about a week now to where like I've sort of like locked in, I guess you could say. Basically my plan moving forward is, like I said, I'm just gonna stay as strict as I can in terms of my meal plan, my diet, fully embrace the bodybuilding lifestyle. Just only doing things that align with the goal that I have in mind. As much progress that was made during this bulk, taking a look back, there's definitely key moments and points throughout it that I could have done differently that could have put me at a better advantage currently. It's hard to be perfect year round, especially with this sport. It's not easy by any means. I mean, to sacrifice like the not eating like the food you like and kind of living a very like boring lifestyle where it's just like Groundhog's Day, the same thing every day. You wake up, you do your cardio, you eat the same meals, you train at the same times, you see the same people, and you just do that on a repeat cycle. But those are the necessary steps that you have to do if you want to maximize your results and ideally achieve like a top level physique. Who knows, I could be competing sometime this year. You guys might be seeing that soon, which I think would be really cool to showcase and document for you guys, because that's kind of initially what got me into bodybuilding, was other people sharing their stories, sharing their preps. So who knows, maybe some of you guys will be inspired by the end of this. But there's definitely like a lot you can learn too from just kind of following my day by day. So what I'm doing right now is just weighing out my pre-workout meal. I just have a little bit of rice and a little bit of chicken. When it comes to pre-workout nutrition, you don't want to overcomplicate it. You want a simple carbohydrate and a lean protein. I stay away from higher fats in my pre-workout meal and post-workout meal too, because I want something that's gonna be fast digestible. I wanna ideally eat this, wait 30 minutes to an hour, and then begin my training. That way, all the nutrients, all the glycogen, all the carbs can be absorbed and can then be utilized for the workout at hand. And then to bring everything together, post-workout, you want that same thing because you want to replenish that nutrients and replenish that glycogen that was just burned up. Honestly, you can't go wrong with chicken and rice. It's like a bodybuilder's best friend. I made a video the other day on my Instagram kind of talking about how I meal prep my food. So I showed you guys like how I make my chicken breast, but I just want to highlight that I made this last night. This will probably last me 1 to 2 days. I would say for someone who's like super short on time and they may only have like 1 day throughout the week to like prep and cook their meals, you might be better off by cooking all your food at once. You have all your meals made for the entire week at the beginning of the week. Whereas the approach I take, it's like a half meal. I don't even know what you call it. It's kind of like meal prep, but it's meal readiness. I don't know. Like I have food cooked. At all times. That way, whenever I need to eat, I can just assemble the meal. To me, I like that better just because it's a little bit more fresh. I'm in the comfort of my own home. I could just assemble it real quick, heat it up, and then add any dressings or anything else that I want instead of doing all that once and then reheating it later. To me, it's a little bit nasty, but it all just depends on like your schedule, your timing of things, and what you can make work. But ultimately, what I'm getting at is there's no excuse. You have no excuse. Whenever someone says like, oh, I don't have enough time to do that, the timing's not your issue. Your priorities are. Since it's my pre-workout meal, I am going to add a little bit of salt. I salt all my meals, not only my pre-workout one. The salt's gonna help a lot, keep you full, give you a nice pump. I'll either do pink Himalayan, which I'm using right now, or I'll use Celtic salt as well. I believe Celtic salt just has more minerals in it, but it's a little more expensive. Season it up. This is honestly the best hot sauce that, in my opinion, that I've ever tried. 0 calories, Frank's Red Hot Wings. Tastes like you're eating like buffalo chicken. So I'm gonna eat this and then, like I said, wait about an hour, hit to the gym and train. All right, so what I've been doing recently is I've been prepping my post-workout meal to bring with me to the gym just to save time. And I just realized my post-workout meal recently has just been cream of rice and protein powder. And I realized that I'm all out of cream of rice. So it gives me the perfect opportunity to show you guys how I make my cream of rice. So as you can see, I have a little bit of rice in this mason jar here, just your normal jasmine rice, you know. So essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make my own cream of rice instead of buying like the Uncle Ben's or the whatever brand you could buy at the store, Farina. I'm just gonna make it myself by just blending up jasmine rice into a nice fine powder. So I don't know if you knew this either, but if you guys have like a blender at home, what you could do is you could just take this bottom piece. You could take this bottom piece, right, off the blender. You just unscrew it. And then this fits on a mason jar cap. Or sorry, this fits as a mason jar cap. So I just screw that onto here. Plop that into my blender. It definitely is way more cost effective than buying cream of rice in the store. So definitely try it out for yourselves. So as you can see, it's a nice fine powder. My post-workout meal, what I'm gonna do, I get 75 or 80 grams with this meal. So I'm just gonna cook this up real quick and then I'll be heading to the gym in a little bit. So I'm out of the shower. I'm getting ready for the gym now. I just gotta get my pre-workout ready and do a few other things before I head out. I did wanna show you guys my pre-workout stack. All right, so I seriously don't understand the people who drink their pre-workout right before they're going into the gym. I like to drink it at least like 20 to 30 minutes before I leave for the gym. That way it has time to settle, it has time to kick in. I'm pulling up and I feel, that's when I start feeling the itches. That's when I feel the energy, not halfway through my workout. What's the point of that? The stack is gonna go some of this. I'm gonna use some of this. Oh, and I totally forgot. I haven't really been taking like creatine recently, but someone just blessed me with 180 servings. So I really appreciate that. That was super cool. All for free too. So I'm gonna throw that in my pre-workout drink too. Why not? I think creatine is a little bit overhyped in my opinion. I'm not denying that it's one of the most studied and it has its place in lifting, but I just think people make it out to seem like it does a lot more than what it really does. Like, when I was in high school in my first couple years of lifting, if you hopped on creatine, it was like you hopped on tren. It was like you just ran a cycle and you no longer were natty. You were called creatine arms moving forward. You know, it'll definitely help you with your recovery, you know, with your endurance, but I don't even know if this has a scoop. It's not gonna make or break your gains. It's not gonna turn you into a pro bodybuilder overnight. But if you're already checking off all your boxes, your diet's in check, your training's in check, then it's definitely something worth implementing in your routine. Scoop of creatine, doing a scoop of this, bare knuckle from Apollo Nutrition. This is just a pump product. So I'm gonna do I'm like done with this anyway, so I'm just gonna dump the rest of it in. It's early in the day. I usually don't go like too crazy of high stim on my pre-workouts. This one it's like the perfect moderate stim, 200 milligrams of caffeine per scoop. So that's why I like it. It's like pretty mild, but gives me enough energy to get me through my workout and give me like a good intense session. All right. I think we can get it down in one go. Cool. And then last but not least, I will drink an intra-workout throughout my workout. This just contains carbohydrates, electrolytes, and a few other ingredients just to help keep me full. Just give me that energy to kind of help push and get a really intense workout. Honestly, I used to never do this. I always like never saw the reason to until I started implementing it. And let me tell you, like, especially on like in a very intense leg day where you're doing, you know, just heavy weight, a lot of volume, the exercises are very taxing. It's a night and day difference with this. So you see a lot of guys, like they'll snack on like candy and stuff during their workout, but ideally those carbohydrates are not ideal to consume during a workout, because your body's going to have to utilize blood to break down that sugar, which is therefore going to take away from your pump and your workout. So these carbs are super fast digesting. Your body can break them down almost instantly, and then you could utilize them during the workout. I showed you guys my pre-workout. I showed you guys my intro workout. And then, like I said, I have my post-workout meal already prepped and ready. So we're ready to go. I'm going to go head over, and I'll see you guys there. Guys, I kind of screwed up. Pulled up to the gym, and I realized that I forgot my tripod. I wanted to record my entire workout, but I think I can still make it work. I'm just going to have to get a little bit creative, but it's literally such a gorgeous day out. Gym's pretty dead, so what a better combination than to go train.
You are the best motivator. When God created you, He created you perfect in every single way. Don't try to be like anyone else. Live your dreams, live your thoughts, and live your ideas to the fullest.
I'm at the gym, I'm hitting back today, and I'm just starting off with some cable pullovers. This is a movement I'll either use for warm-ups or as a finisher. Today, obviously, I'm doing them as a warm-up. Starting off with just lightweight, going slow and controlled. Making sure I feel good range of motion, getting a good stretch and squeeze on the muscle before I work into my working sets. Which is honestly something that I used to neglect for the longest time. I would just hop right into my workout without warming up or anything. And it's called potentiating the muscle. You really want to make sure that you're warmed up, get some good blood flow to the muscle. Don't tire yourself out, but make sure that the target muscle you want to recruit and that you're going to be utilizing throughout the workout is nice and warmed. Not only is it going to help avoid injury, but it's going to help you get a better workout overall and feel a better contraction on each individual exercise. We're working up to our top set here. I think last week I did this for like 120 pounds. This one I like to go like a little bit higher in the rep range, so like more closer to like 12 to 15. But regardless, we're taking it to failure. So as long as I'm in that 10 to 15 rep range, I'll be happy with that. And real quick, I just want to point out the attachment that I'm using. If you've never seen this before, it's the Vulcan grip. I like this one a lot because it eliminates your grip strength from the exercise you're doing. An exercise like cable pullovers, it's perfect because normally you'd be using like a regular rope like this, where you're grabbing it, and obviously you're gonna have to recruit your grip strength, to hold the rope. Whereas with this, you could just kind of slide your hands in and then just pull with this like bottom part of your hand. You don't have to worry about gripping or holding on to anything. So you're able to just use your hands as levers and just really fully utilize your back and have it be the primary muscle being recruited in this exercise. I think I failed on like the 10th rep. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the weight slightly. I'll go from 120 pounds to 110 pounds. And I'm only doing 2 sets here, but the second set, I'm gonna add an intensifier. Today, I'm going to be doing a rest pause set. So that's 3 sets back to back with only 15 seconds of rest in between. So ideally, I'm going to get the 10 to 12 reps for the first set, 5 to 8 for the second, and around like 1 to 3 for the third. Okay. My second movement of the day is going to be bent over rows. Probably like one of my favorite back exercises, specifically for building mass. I used to never hit these, but these are like a staple for me now moving forward. Though this is my second exercise, and you could argue that I'm already warmed up. I just did lat pullovers, so my back's, pumped and warmed. But this is a completely new an entirely different range of motion. Even though I may be targeting, there may be some overlap muscles within the 2 exercises. I'm going from a pullover movement to now a rowing movement. To make sure that, I'm properly warmed up to the new stimulus I'm about to put my body under. Starting off with the bar and gonna slowly work my way up to my working set. I'm gonna bump up to 135. I'll probably do like, I don't know, I'll imagine like 225 or like 2 plates. 135 will count as our first feeder set, and then we might do 1 more before our actual working set A feeder set, essentially, you're still performing the exercise at the execution and intensity that you would if it was a working set, but it's just stopping yourself short in terms of like the total rep range. So instead of taking it all out to failure and pushing yourself to 10 plus reps, you're going to stop short of like 4 to 8 rep range and keep doing that until you reach your working set weight. That's when you go all out to failure. Leave nothing at the table. I'm gonna do another feeder set with 185, and then the next one will be my working set. Even though on that set, that's a perfect example of a feeder set. I could have done way more. I could have gone past 12, 15 reps. I'm just using this weight to acclimate my body to the heavier weight that I'm going to next set without tiring myself to the point where it would limit my potential for the next set. I actually just checked my notes. Turns out last week we did a whopping 245 for 13 reps. We're probably gonna have to bump up to 255 and see if we can get that for like 10 to 12. I used to struggle a lot with this movement. I think the most important thing that I focus on now is just having a strong base and going into the movement with like my lats engaged. So like essentially like a good trick that I do is I'll walk up to the bar as if like I'm almost like hitting a lat spread with my lats flexed. And then from there, I'll go down, grab the bar, and keep my back, keep my lats tight throughout the entire time. You know, you want to have good posture. You don't want to be hunched over. You don't want to feel like all loose. And then you're just going to have to jerk and use momentum to get the weight up. So the stronger of a base that you can have and the more, I guess, compact you could be, the better off you'll be. All right, so I gotta watch that footage back. It felt good, but I feel like my form was a little bit sloppy, especially towards the end there. But for the second set, I'm gonna drop the weight slightly and just focus a bit more on going slow and controlled, but still taking it to failure. Notice there how I ensured that I wasn't using any momentum, any swinging. I tried pausing for like a full second. Holy shit. In a contracted position and make sure I focus on nice, slow eccentrics. Honestly, that could be applied to every single exercise. So, you know, good rule of thumb is if you're not feeling the target muscle that you're trying to hit, then something's probably wrong. God, I'm about to die. It's so hot. Let's see if this works. Perfect. It was a good workout, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time when I try to film and get a workout, my biggest issue is that one takes precedence over the other. I either am too focused on the workout and I don't get enough content, or I'm too focused on the content and I don't get a good enough workout. Today, somehow I managed to do both, and it felt really good. Back's like super simple for me. I think I do like 5 back exercises. I threw in a couple calf exercises that I didn't record. My phone was dying today, so I apologize. But moving forward, as I record more, I'll make sure to bring a charger. I did bring a fucking charger, and the backup charger was just dead. It's so hot though. It's 90 degrees. I don't know why I'm complaining, because I've been wanting it to be hot for so long. So now that the summer's here, I can't complain about the heat. But I just need to crank the AC a bit. I just feel like maybe I'm like dehydrated a little bit. I don't know, but I just feel gassed. I did a bit of cardio after as well, and I just could take a fat nap right now. I'm gonna show you guys what I have for my next meal because, as I showed you before, I brought it with me. Ew. Dude, it looks disgusting. I didn't even mix it, so I'm just like peeking through the side, and it just every time I bring like cream of rice somewhere and someone sees it who's not a bodybuilder, they look at it with the most absolute disgust ever. Like, it's kind of funny actually, because it happens all the time. So let me show you guys. I gotta mix it first. I don't think I blended up the cream of rice enough because it's kind of chunky. It's chunky, but the protein flavor makes up for it. I know it looks disgusting. It's gray, but it tastes amazing. I think the flavor is taro Cookie Monster. I don't know what that is. If I had to say it tasted like anything, I swear to God, it tastes exactly like Trix cereal. It is so good.